Good morning, evening, afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark.
And I'm Zoe.
And we are the Board Adventurers, back to you with a new kind of series. We're going to start a Kickstarter Head Start, where we're going to show you a Kickstarter preview that a publisher or a designer has sent to us. And we're going to show you how it plays and who it could possibly work for in the end. So today we're going to show you the 2 to 6 player game, Burglar's Blitz, designed by Asa Sprunger and published by Wildflower. In this game, you are burglars in a mansion, and you are trying to loot the safe prior to the cops coming in and busting you. So what do you do in this game? So first thing you're going to do is you're going to set up the safe card, and you're going to set up the police card out on the table. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take you're going to take the deck and you're going to shuffle it. You're going to take 6 of those cards and you're going to put it underneath the safe. So there's going to be 6 cards in the safe to begin the game. You're going to take the deck and you're going to place it on the table. You're then going to flip up the first card of the deck, and that's going to be the top card of the junk pile. Then you're going to have all players go in turn order. So this game is over 4 rounds. On your turn, each player is going to draw either the top card of the deck or take the top card of the loot pile. If you take an action card, so there's 2 types of cards in this game. So there are loot cards that have a number on the top left, and for symbology, you can use the bottom right also as a symbol. You have a diamond counts as 10, a bill counts as 5, and a coin counts as 1. So what you could do is you could take the loot that you have and you could put it in front of you in your loot bag. So your loot bag, depending on the player count, for 2 to 4 players, it's going to be 5 cards in your loot bag. For 5 to 6 players, you're going to have 4 cards in your loot bag. So whenever you take any loot, you're going to place it just in your loot bag in front of you. That counts as one of the spaces in your loot bag. If you filled your loot bag entirely, meaning that you've hit the 4 or 5 based on the player count, you will immediately flee the scene. So you're going to escape, and you're going to escape with the number of points you have on your cards. What do the actions do? So there are 4 different types of action cards in this game. We're going to go through them really quickly. So the first is the key. So the key, it lets you unlock the safe at the end of the round. So you'll put it into your loot bag. It doesn't count as points at the end of the round, but you'll get to open up the safe, and whatever is in the safe in terms of loot will score you at the end of the round. The second thing is the burglar alarm. So at the beginning of the game, the police are not in the deck. So again, it's next to the safe. When you've opened the burglar alarm by drawing it from the deck, you're going to then trigger the police going into the deck. What will happen then is you'll take the police card, you're going to shuffle it into the deck and continue play as usual. When the burglar alarm is used, it is put into the used pile. The next action card is the guard dog. And the guard dog is inherently a lose your turn type of card. You're going to draw it, and it's not going to go into your loot bag. It's going to go adjacent to your loot bag. So it's not part of your flee the scene criteria. When your next turn occurs, you're then going to discard the guard dog to the used pile. The last effect is the swipe card, and you can't use it on the turn that you draw it. What you can do is on your next turn, so say you've drawn the swipe card. On your next turn, in the next round, you can use your swipe card to take any one loot from any other player. Once you've used it, you're going to put it into the used pile. The next action card is the getaway driver. When you draw the getaway driver, it's going to go into your loot bag. So it takes up one of the spaces in your loot bag. It is inherently 0 points, but it prevents you from being busted if the police car gets drawn from the deck. So when the burglar alarm comes out, again, that's when the police goes into the deck. If you have the getaway driver, if that police card is drawn, you do not suffer the consequences of losing the round. You would still score the amount of points in your loot bag. All right, those are the action cards. Once you've used once you have your loot bag filled to the capacity per the player count, you're either going to immediately flee the scene, or if the police car comes up, anyone that's still in the mansion gets busted. So they don't score any of the points that are in their loot bag. That would consider a round. You're then going to play. You're going to start another round. You're going to play 4 different rounds. Whoever has the most victory points at the end of round 4 wins the game. If there's a tie, the person that scored the highest in round 4 will win the game. All right, and that is about the way we. That's about the way you play Burglar's Blitz. Any initial thoughts on it?
Yeah. So first initial playthrough, we had a couple playthroughs of this, and the first initial thoughts on this is who this game is for. At the heart of this game, this is push your luck mechanic game. But it's a very introductory push your luck mechanic game.
Yeah.
With iconography and as well as images that are very, I don't want to say rudimentary, but simple. And I think this game really is for gamers who have kids, young kids, and they want to introduce them to a push your luck mechanic. It works with both the imagery of the game as well as what you're doing, which is your burglars trying to steal and get away with the most, and get, points are up to 20, stuff like that. It's simple in its mechanics and its rule set, as well as its imagery, that I think this is really good for families wanting to play a fun push your luck game with their young children. Right. What about you?
Yeah, I think maybe to kind of mirror that too. Definitely on the I would maybe see this more for a lighter audience. If you're looking for a heavier game, this isn't really on that heavy scale. This could be maybe perceived as one of those intermediate filler games that you're trying to maybe play between bigger games.
Yeah.
You can definitely fill. The games of this are relatively short.
Yeah, they are.
You can play this maybe within 20 to 30 minutes max, depending on the player count. And the rules set is pretty simple.
Yeah,
right? It's easy to learn. One of 3. It's just you draw a card from either the deck or the junk pile. Then you will resolve whatever effect by putting it in, and then go to the next person.
Yeah, and the item cards adds a little wrinkle, so it's not just push your luck based off of the value of the card that you draw. There's some item cards that add some wrinkles to the push your luck mechanic that this game is going for as well.
Yeah, because I think going back to that is the push your luck aspect is kind of like the big kind of pull of this game. I think is that you're not sure if that burglar alarm will be in that deck on that round.
Yeah.
Right. And you're playing 4 rounds of this game. So it's, even if you won the first round, you would still be able to catch up in other rounds, assuming that, you can get bigger items on those cards.
Yeah.
The big thing is just if that burglar alarm comes in, now it becomes now I need to fill my bag as fast as I can.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Because then that creates almost like a timer, right? And so that's where that push your luck area comes in.
Yeah, and you're going to be hunting for the item key, which if you get the item key, you have a big leg up on your opponent that round.
Right, and it kind of creates also a target too with you for any kind of swipe. Going back into the swipe, so there's 4 swipe cards in this game. So there's multiple ways of you kind of to take your opponents and them for take from you.
Yeah.
There's also 4 guard dogs. Yeah. So they tries to balance it in that way. Yeah. Yeah. So if this is a game that you're kind of interested in, you'll check out the Kickstarter. We'll check out the Kickstarter link. I think we're gonna try to post it in the bottom when we get it. But yeah, we are the Board Adventurers. I'm Mark.
And I'm Zook.
We'll see you on the next adventure.